You're watching KCCI 8 News at 9 on MeTV.
The future of Iowa roads, toll booths, extra lanes. A new DOT survey could be changing up your traffic routine.
Plus, a former state worker is continuing a discrimination lawsuit against former Governor Branstad. Why the trial could cost millions in taxpayer dollars.
Pipeline precautions. What happens if an underground pipeline is ruptured?
But first tonight, two horrific animal abuse cases in just the past few weeks. Two examples of why animal rights advocates say Iowa's animal abuse laws need to be made tougher.
KCCI's Laura Terrell joins us now to explain. Laura, both charges in these two cases are misdemeanors.
Yes, they are aggravated misdemeanors. The Animal Rescue League of Iowa says acts this horrific should be felonies. The ARL says statistics show that if someone commits a crime this cruel against an animal, then they're likely to be a repeat offender. That's why they want harsher punishments and offenders not be allowed to own pets. Steve.
All right, thank you, Laura. Hey, we need rain here across the state of Iowa. Here's a live look at the downtown sky cam. A lot of clouds out there, but meteorologist Jason Sadeko, this is the driest so-called rain I think I've ever seen.
Jason, the Iowa Department of Transportation wants to hear what you think about possible changes to Interstate 80.
KCCI's Lauren Donovan talked with DOT officials today. And Lauren, what kind of changes are we talking about here?
Steve and Stacy, right now the DOT is debating adding toll booths and extra lanes to I-80. I talked to Iowa drivers today to find out how they feel about that. Now, these changes won't just be springing up overnight. The DOT tells me it's going to be 3 to 5 years until things get put into motion. But in the meantime, they're hoping to hear from Iowans.
Lauren, thank you very much. A mock drill that was held today north of Des Moines showed what can happen when an underground pipeline is ruptured. Now, this took place near the Marshall County town of Melbourne. The smoke and fire were simulated with powder, which could erupt if someone is excavating and hits an underground pipeline before calling 811, the locator service. It's a scenario pipeline companies are hoping to avoid.
There is a right way of doing your excavation. Everyone walks away and goes home at the end of the day safely. When you do it wrong, then there's accidents and individuals do not necessarily go home.
Before you dig, always call 811. Workers will respond within 48 hours, excluding weekends and holidays, to locate and mark underground pipelines.
Iowa taxpayers are now on the hook for almost $1 million in legal bills in a lawsuit filed by a former state worker.
Chris Godfrey, a former state workers' compensation board commissioner, says Governor Branstad demoted him and cut his pay because he is gay. Our Todd Magel is looking into the massive cost of this legal battle between Godfrey and the state.
Steve and Stacy, it is a cost all Iowa taxpayers are paying. So we asked the question, why is this case, which began in 2011, still churning in the court system? And why it might cost millions more in tax dollars if it ever goes to trial. Now, with the latest Iowa Supreme Court rulings out of the way in the Godfrey case, his attorney hopes to go to trial as soon as possible, though that could take months, maybe more. Godfrey says he may be willing to settle out of court. The state's attorney isn't commenting yet on a possible settlement. Steve?
So we asked, what do you think about President Trump's ban? According to our unscientific KCCI Now poll, 51% say yes, transgender individuals should be allowed to serve in the military. 49% say no. You can vote and share your opinion on our KCCI mobile app. Just search for the Now poll under the menu tab. From there, you'll be taken to the poll question where you can cast your vote. Back to meteorologist Jason Sadeko now. Jason, interesting weather across the state.
Thank you, Jason. Scott Rice here with sports tonight. Scott, we didn't get a whole lot of rain here in the Des Moines area, but we did get enough to mess with state baseball.
Yeah, big time. There were some teams waiting a long time to take the stage. They finally did, and we've got some good stuff to show you.
Now, here's Scott Reister with KCCI 8 Sports, powered by Fairway.
Late night for baseball.
Yeah, you bet.
All right, thanks, Scott.
9 views.
All struck out.
No, your wake-up weather right after the break.
So rain's going to continue to taper off tonight, and then we have got a week of sunshine.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back on KCCI for KCCI 8 News at 10. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.